From the beginning, the United Church of God set out a twofold mission: preaching the gospel and preparing a people. This mission is global in scope, and now we're going to look at how it's being accomplished in India.
So I said in my heart, with tears in my eyes, I lifted up my hands and I said, "Who is this God? Seek me and tell me, come to me, the true God I want, not the God, a false God."
India is the world's second most populous country. Its size and diversity presents unique challenges for preaching the gospel, as well as unique opportunities for making new disciples of Jesus Christ. India has 1.3 billion people, all living in an area one-third the size of the continental United States. Of India's 1.3 billion, only about 2 to 3% of people identify as Christian. To put that into perspective, the Christian population of India is still larger than the total population of Australia.
We're here in India, and it's the Sabbath, and we're on our way to a city called Gudawada. We're going to meet a man there by the name of Joseph Usala, who we've seen, probably this is about our third time we've had a chance to visit with him. And he's arranged for a couple of meetings today with some ministers in the region. So that's what's going to be happening today, and we hope and pray that God will inspire everything that takes place.
Dave Schreiber and his wife Jalinda, along with a few other volunteers, have been traveling to India, visiting people who have come across the gospel message and the United Church of God.
We're going to talk about the God of this Bible. We're going to talk about the God that's in this Bible. And God says in the next verse 12, He says, "When you call upon me and pray to me, I will listen to you."
In 2012, Pastor David Schreiber has come to the India, and I have translated his messages, and it was very inspiring, and he has preached about the Saturday, Sabbath day. And as I have been studying the Bible, I came to know that it is not the Sabbath day is not on Sunday, it is on Saturday.
We're here in Visakhapatnam, and we're about to meet with a group of 11 people from Jagapeta. And they're led by a man who found us on the website, the United Church of God. Has begun to understand some of our scriptural understandings of the Sabbath and of the kingdom of God. And so we're looking forward to spending some time with them today to go into these topics a little bit further.
India is primarily a Hindu nation. Since Hinduism doesn't have a universally recognized weekly day of worship, most businesses and schools have a 6-day work week.
So the school where my children are studying is an Hindu school, and all the teachers are Hindus. But here we have a problem that my children will be at house or go to church on every Sabbath. So the management will not permit that. But according to the commandment of a God, so I don't send my children to the school on every Sabbath day.
I didn't go to school on Sabbath day, and I will go Monday to school. They give me a punishment for 2 hours. They stand outside.
On top of the religious challenges, day-to-day living can be difficult as well. Many of the people we're working with have very little in the way of physical wealth. People rely on God to provide. For new contacts, many of whom are coming from other Christian churches, we're focusing on some of the basic doctrinal points of the Bible, like the Sabbath or the festivals.
Now, Jesus Christ was baptized. Why did He have to be baptized?
I came from the Sunday keeper. Yes, I don't know what is Sabbath, I don't know festivals, I don't know what is that. But 4 years back, one of my friend, invited to the conference. David Scriber explained about the Sabbath or the festivals. He telling of the truth and also showing that scriptures correctly, and he gives some books who is presented by United Church of God, holidays and holy days. Some of the books are there, and also some of the topics he presented freely.
Many of our Indian contacts have been incredibly helpful to the church in translating our literature into the local languages.
We want to proclaim, so we want to preach the gospel. So our best way is to introduce the United Church of God International Association, because they have a very very good study materials also, and we translate a few of their booklets in Mizoram. And apart from that, translating, we also distribute their booklets like this kind of booklets we have given to the interested person. In that way, we used to proclaim the true gospel of kingdom.
In a country of 1.3 billion people, millions of gods, and countless insurmountable social problems, the gospel of the kingdom of God is alive and it is powerful. Many of those who are in contact with us explain that the gods of Hinduism don't offer hope for the future. Our God, though, is able to create hope where there formerly was none. Please pray for the work that is being done in India. Please pray for our Indian brethren and for those who God is still in the process of calling to Him. And most importantly, please pray for the coming of Jesus Christ and the kingdom of peace that He will bring with Him.
What are some of the things that it says here in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4? It says there's going to be what? What's going to happen? What do we read here? There's going to be a shout. Okay, so is it going to happen secretly? No?